This is my assignment 1, analysis of assessment article, and I did mine based on Are Zeros Our Ultimate Weapon by Joelle Bronson. Grading. In this article, Thomas R. Guskey is the author, and he is communicating with the reader the idea behind giving zeros and other ways in which you can assign grades in order to avoid the mark of zeros. He's connecting other ideas in which to assess a class rather than punish those individuals who may not complete their homework or assignments. This article focuses on what grading does for the student, as it communicates with both the parents and the students in terms of how the student is doing in class. It provides information to the student which they can use to self-evaluate themselves, as well as the efforts in which the student is putting forward within the classroom. Teachers try to concentrate on these concepts when following a grading procedure. However, assigning students zeros for incomplete work, they are only providing evidence to the students about their lack of work. Zeros are what are being used as punishment towards the students, and it can be seen as one thing teachers can control in these students. Students have the ability to control their grades, and low grades can prompt parents to enforce punishment. Some of the problems with assigning zeros is that it can affect how the student sees the rest of the class going. When a student sees a zero, they think they may have little room for improvement, as a majority of the grade has been lost. Having a zero can cause a large impact on their overall mark, bringing their grade down significantly and causing the student to think that they have little or no room for improvement. Assigning incompletes rather than zeros demonstrates that a student has neglected or failed to complete an assignment. Students are not let off the hook for receiving a zero in this case, and the consequences are immediate. In most cases, they result in detention or completing the assignment out of school hours. Once the student realizes that the teachers are being serious about their grades, they are more likely to take the class seriously and work at completing their assignments and getting their grades in on time. Another way to grade differently is to report behavior aspects separately. This allows the student's GPA to remain at an academic level. However, students will see that their grades in the areas of homework, punctuality, and assignment in class participation is quite low. However, their GPA will be much more accurate. Changing the grading scale is another way in order to deal with incomplete assignments. Changing the grading scale to whole number scales versus percentiles will allow the zeros from unsubmitted assignments to decrease, making the marks not so extreme. Changing the grading must begin with a discussion with the students, as well as the policies and purposes behind them. This can be seen as a much easier way of grading for the teachers as well. The Ministry of Education states that there must be professional judgment and evidence reflecting the student's most consistent level of achievement. While the students may be incompleting assignments, assigning zeros does not grade what they have completed, and it can negatively affect the student. As a teacher, I believe that the result of zero will not encourage students to complete assignments. I believe an incomplete is a more reasonable mark, as it will demonstrate to the student that I am taking their grading seriously, yet I'm still giving them the opportunity to complete the assignment. Giving a zero has a huge impact on a student and can influence them to stop participating in class or even drop it altogether. Giving students another opportunity to complete an assignment gives them the responsibility to hand it in within a decent time, as well as it allows them the chance to maintain their grades, which they can keep up. These ideas will impact my teaching practice, as I will know what and how to implement grades into my class. Assigning different grades for homework completion and grades for overall GPA would be an excellent way to practice, as well as assigning incompletes versus zeros to those students. Most teachers feel the use of zeros as a sense of control, and they believe it's a punishment the student needs. It is the only thing of the student that the teacher can actually control.